welcome to Camperlands. As you can see, it's another cold morning, so this is inside the workshop. This video is to show you how to check your wheels and tyres on your trailer technical caravan. We'll also give you the information you will need in case you do need to order a replacement item. The first thing we will need to do this properly is remove the tyre and wheel off the trailer. So this will mean that I need to jack it up, put maybe a prop underneath it just to make sure it's secure. So that's what we're going to do now. We've now jacked the trailer up. We've also fitted a stand at the far end for safety, so it won't drop on us while we're working. And that's let us then remove the tyre and wheel complete. And this will give us a good chance now to properly check all over either the walls and the tread itself to make sure there's no imperfections on it. On the tyre, we're going to be checking the side. We want to make sure there's no signs of rubbing. We want to make sure there's no splits or cracks in the side, and that would be front or back. And again, you want to make sure that it's not bulging anywhere. Once you've checked for those, the last one is to check across the pipe. And you're looking at the tread itself and in between to see again if there's anything in the tyre itself or whether there's any cracks or splits. Now this one is actually a good one, but what I have got and prepared for you is one that isn't so good for you to be able to have a check on that one and see what we do. This is the example of the older wheel and tyre that once we've removed it completely to check, we found a couple of things wrong with it. First one being across the front here, there's several cracks on the sidewall. This means it definitely needs replacing. And also on the checks that we did, when we lifted it over and looked through the tread pattern, there's several cracks running down the treads as well, which is also the secondary reason for us replacing this wheel and tyre. Okay, we're now back to the good tyre. We've checked it's okay. The rim is the next thing for us to look at. There's only a couple of things really on here. We're going to check the rim first, make sure that there's no damage to the rim, that it's still nice and round, and there's also very little rust on there, if at all any. This can affect the seal obviously against the rim with the tyre. The other thing we're going to check is the actual holes where the wheel nuts or the bolts will go through, to make sure they're still nice and round and that none of them are elongated. If for any reason these are rusted or if the holes have opened up, you will need to be replacing most unlikely the tyre and the rim as they come as a complete item. Having carried out the checks we've done so far, the final check for us to do before we refit the tyre and the wheel is to make sure the tyre depth itself on the tread is okay. Current legislation in the UK is 1.6mm, that's across the tread, 75% of the tread across the tyre. To check it, I've got a simple tool. You can buy them from most auto stores. All I need to do is go into the centre, I place this down, I push down as far as I can, and once I've done that I can take it off and read it. Now this is a fairly new tyre, so this is showing 7mm. Obviously 7mm being a lot more than 1.6 means we can now refit this wheel. Okay, so we've now refitted the tyre and wheel. We tighten the nuts up to the recommended torque setting, and now it's time to test the tyre pressure to make sure we've got the correct amount of air in. Before checking the tyre, you'll need to find out the recommended pressure for your trailer, whether it be printed on the side such as this one here, or whether it would be found in the manufacturer's handbook. Checking the pressure, there's several tyre gauges on the market. This is a small digital item. All I need to do is remove the dust cap. This has a simple on button. Once it sets itself to 0, I literally just press it, hold it till it beeps, and this will then give me the pressure of the tyre. Now this one is actually correct. If yours isn't, you may need to you'll have to adjust it, whether that be more air in, a little air out. If you have a pump at home, obviously this is easy to do. If not, you may need to go to the local garage and use the airline there. If on checking your tyre or rim you find a problem, this will mean that you're going to need to order a replacement. Chances are it's going to come as a complete item, tyre and rim, and to do this the retailer will need to know several pieces of information. Starting with the tyre, the more information you can get off the tyre the better. At the base here we've got the brand name, we've also got the range. The most important one on here is quite small, but just printed here is the size of the tyre. This particular one being a 145/70 R13, and a 78N. It's very important you give them the whole number. It's the tyre, the size of the rim, and the speed rating for that tyre. And finally, the wheel itself. There's a couple of bits of information on here. Again, the more information you can give, the better. There is a number stamped onto it. It will be stamped on somewhere. It's ideal if you can give them that number, but more importantly are a couple of dimensions. The first one they will require is the PCD, which is pitch centre diameter. It is a distance between the centre of where the two wheel nut openings are diagonally across the rim and not from side to side. The second thing they'll want to do is the actual diameter of the hole in the middle. These are closely related but will need to be checked. So thanks for watching. This is part of a series produced by Camperlands on maintaining and repairing your trailer tent. If you do find on checking your tyres that you do have an issue and you need a replacement, you can order one through our shop. Or alternatively, if you wish our workshops to maybe check this for you, their contact details can be found on our website.